we've lived a great life from hip hop. It's been able to get us in through some doors that we would probably never expected. But once you get through them doors, you got to remember about your people and the doors they got to go through. And it really starts with wellness. Like, they print and burn money every day. They don't print and burn health every day. So it's more so on getting the people aware of what's happening, especially in our community. We suffer the most from
diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure, sugar, all type of ailments. It hits the hoods more than anywhere. So, you know.
So I want to first introduce myself to y'all because, you know, everybody knows who y'all are. So my name is Tutu. I'm the host of the show, you know what I mean? And the goal of Creators Club, because that's what it's called, Creators Club, is to basically shine light on like underground artists, you get what I'm saying? Our plan is to motivate, inspire, and gain resources, you get what I'm saying, for you guys that's already doing what you got to do. So I appreciate y'all for even, you know, taking the time out tonight. You know, this was short notice, and it mean a lot to me, you get what I'm saying? And I wish I would have been able to get another guest, you know, on the show so they could, you know what I mean, even reap the benefits of having you guys in the same room. It's major.
Appreciate
you know what I'm saying? So
love.
I want to first say I appreciate that. So thank y'all so
love.
much for that. How's y'all day going so far?
Pretty cool. So far, so good. Had to get a new Ring doorbell. A Ring went out. Then I had a meeting in Red Hook. Then I came here to chop it up with you.
How about you?
I was at the pharmacy store, then doing some running around, finishing touches on this NFT project I'm about to drop in a few days.
And what's that like? Let's talk about that.
Pharmacy Phantoms. I just wanted to start making sure I do music in the Web3 also too, and have more control over the narrative, over the art, creativeness, a way to tap into the, you know, the fan, what do you call the Uber fan.
Okay.
I call them fans/fam, but just a way for them to enjoy the benefits and actually throw some Web3 art out that has some really dope utility where, you know, they could reap the benefits of pharmacy, juices, concerts, shows, merch, whatever we're doing, and just be kind of engaged for the super fan.
I see y'all got the wellness thing going. How important is that to y'all for, like, you know, just the culture too? Because I feel like, I want to say I've been, I haven't ate meat in 3 years.
That's dope. Love is
And
love.
I went like cold turkey. You get what I'm saying? I was like, yo, when I turn 30, that's it. I'm not doing that no more. So that my birthday that week, and I wilded out, and then it's like after that, I went cold turkey. And I also noticed that I grew up in Harlem. Going to the grocery stores there, and when I moved to Brooklyn, it's totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. Like I moved down here, downtown Brooklyn, and shopping down here, I'm like, damn, shit is way more expensive, but it's more healthy. That's another reason that made me like transition. You get what I'm saying? And I like, what's that for y'all? And how important is that to y'all guys?
Be honest, the most important thing, kind of, to be real with you.
You can't do nothing else.
Yeah.
You can have all the money in the world, all the cars, all the property, if you ain't healthy, you can't enjoy none of that. You know what I mean?
And you want to spread, you know, when you leave the earth, you want to say you did something good. So to be able to, we've lived a great life from hip hop. It's been able to get us in through some doors that we would probably never expected. But once you get through them doors, you got to remember about your people and the doors they got to go through. And it really starts with wellness. Like, they print and burn money every day. They don't print and burn health every day. So it's more so on getting the people aware of what's happening, especially in our community. We suffer the most from health
Diabetes,
issues.
cancer, high blood pressure, sugar, all type of ailments. It hits the hoods more than anywhere. So.
Yep, I agree.
Corona should have showed everybody that, especially people of color. Like, how could a virus that doesn't know color affect a certain group of people a certain way?
Right.
So with that being said, that's what the mission's all about. Is we like nice shit, we love nice shit. I'm still a materialistic dude. I just love my people more than that.
Right.
You know what I mean? That shit come and go. So that's what we on.
Are you guys vegan?
No, he's vegan.
vegan.
I'm
a
plant-based.
pescatarian.
I like to say
Plant-based.
plant-based.
Plant-based, yeah. I'm
Okay.
pescatarian.
Yeah, I'm pescatarian.
I aspire to be like Dick Gregory one day and fight for the animals as much as I fight for the humans. But right now, times are turbulent, and I'm not as great as Dick Gregory yet. So, you know, I'm on a plant-based vibe because the animals got the Humane Society and PETA, which I salute them and I love them and much respect to what they doing. But what do we have as brown people and black people?
Right.
So, you know, working on equality, and then we'll get to the veganism. I still love a Shearling and some mean sneakers. Like,
For sure.
I'm
So
you know,
you that
from
deep
where
in
I'm
it to
from.
where you won't wear like a fur coat?
I don't wear fur. I'm not really much of a fur guy anyway. Like, so I'm not pressed to have a fur on, but I am a Shearling type of dude. I love a good Shearling, but if you give me a good plant-based Shearling that looks mean and it's warm, I'm with it. Like,
Somebody make my dog a plant-based Shearling.
like a good plant-based. I'm not a fur type of dude, like too much, but I do love it.
I can't wait to see him with a plant-based Shearling. I'm out of here. That's going viral.
You know,
P
but
came
no.
through with a
But
plant-based
you know what's
Shearling.
crazy though? Like,
Crazy.
a lot of people don't know. Like, I was at a dinner for the Humane Society the other day, and most of the top-notch designers have now stopped really.
Wearing furs?
They making plant-based options and stopping. I mean, I'm talking about high-end European designers is off of the, like, backing up off the animals. And,
Nah, that's fire.
So
Nah, that's
that was
fire.
that was really dope to see. Like, you know what I mean?
That's fire. I'm not gonna lie. I love furs though. I don't know if I could go that far to where I won't even put on a fur just because, like, you know what I mean?
I mean, I was never much of a fur type, but if you think about it like that, like I'm just saying, we smoke or we being real. If you look at the news right now, one of the head dudes of Israel just said about there being aliens and all of that, and everybody knowing about it, yada yada yada. I'm pretty sure if the aliens want to just kill it and eat us and throw us on his coats, you know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, that's kind of tricky.
I kind of get high and think of shit like that, so I just kind of ease back.
So how do y'all? Cause I feel like, you know, y'all known each other for some years now, and just being first, y'all was already like in a group and things like that doing music, but to be in a different business and still be able to maintain that relationship, cause I feel like, you know, it takes a team to build anything. You know what I mean? I feel like we lack that sometimes. A lot of times we feel like we need to do it by ourselves, or we could do it by ourselves, but we can't. So how you guys are able to maintain that relationship, positive relationship, and still do business? Like, what's your secret to that? Like, still
Family
maintain that?
first before the business, and then you won't have no turbulence doing business. You know what I mean?
Gotta have an oath and a code. Most people don't have an oath and a code, and they prioritize money over brotherhood, sisterhood, kinship, friendship. That's something you shouldn't do. If he's winning and I'm not winning, I'm still winning. If I'm winning,
Right.
he's not winning, he's still winning.
Right.
If same vice versa with Luch, any of us, like, to understand that winning is strength in numbers and teamwork make the dream work. As he says in his bars, there's no I in team, no we on the stand. You get an understanding of that. You know, it was like, I get on the track, I never want him to have a better verse than me or she to have a better verse than me, but I live with it and I love it when it happens. I'm not gonna hate, I'm not gonna be mad. Like, there's people who come up to me and go, P, I fuck with you, I love you, but I fucking love Kiss, I love Sheik. Like, that's my nigga. And
Right.
like, once you understand that and you embrace that and you embrace family, and you know, some days, sometimes me, sometimes you, all
Right.
the time us.
Right.
That works.
No, that's the best way. I feel like that's the best way. And hearing that from y'all, I think it means a lot. You know what I'm saying? You see groups break up after a few years. Y'all been together from when I was a kid, so that's fire. What made you go the coffee route?
My dad been in the coffee game since 1977.
Dope shit.
He always, his dream was to leave it to me, and I chose to run the streets and do rap music and do whatever I was doing and not really pursue what his dream was. You know what I mean? Then when my son was born, he went to college and did his thing. He wasn't really jacking the coffee thing either. So, besides it being a 3-generational thing and something I desire to leave for my kids and, you know what I mean, them to have a family business. It's just something that was really, I wanted to do to see my pops smile. You know what I mean? Something he always get left out of the so-called, you know, the fame and the glory or whatever you want to call it. We ain't really them type of dudes, but he's always been behind the scenes of,
Facts.
you know what I mean, my whole career. So for him to be able to, something that he loved, something that he took care of the family off and try to build something and leave it for, you know, my son and his siblings and just the family business. That don't happen. For one, we grew up with a lot of dudes without their fathers. You know what I mean? And for two, I see a lot of dudes that don't take care of their sons or their kids. So to be able to do something with my son and my dad, whether it pops or not, was just a beautiful thing to try. You know what I mean? And happen to be a good product. My dad is like the El Chapo of coffee.
That he is.
On the black, you know what I mean? He knows everything you need to know about coffee. And we going for it. You know what I mean?
That's funny that you said the El Chapo, because looking at the page, it gives like a Godfather feel. That was the vibes.
Yeah,
Like,
we went for the Godfather theme with the photo shoot.
it gives the whole Godfather feel. I was looking at that and I'm like, nah, that shit is just fire. But do you drink coffee?
Yeah.
You do?
You get a,
I feel like I always heard like negative things about coffee. It wasn't until I think I was watching an interview with Angela Yee, and she was just talking about the benefits of coffee, and that was my first time actually.
coffee's a
hearing that.
natural fat burner.
Okay.
Now they got oat milk, almond milk.
I know.
You know, you could go the healthy route, pure sugar, no sugar, and this is good. You know, it's on the individual. You know what I mean? It ain't something that too much of anything is
Right.
not good for you.
Facts.
That's a fact.
But if you got a long day ahead of you, you get up and have a good fresh cup of coffee, it'll help you out.
Yeah. So as far as like y'all creators and you know, y'all being in hip hop and things like that, at what point in time did y'all realize like, oh no, this is it? Like I'm a rapper. Like I could do this shit.
I mean, I think we always knew just sharing bars and rapping in school and rapping on the lunch table and rhyming on the block. But once we got with Big, and I think once Big let us know that we was all nice, I think that was the real official battery that made us like we could take on the world. We could, it's us against everybody, and we could, you know what I mean? And plus we already had a chip on our shoulder coming from Yonkers, New Yorkers, and it's like we call it the sixth borough, you know what I mean? It was a forgotten territory demographic on the map until we put it on the map, you know what I mean? Shout out to Mary, rest in peace to X, Sporty Thieves, everybody who came from there, but we actually put it on the map, you know what I mean? And having that chip on our shoulder, and then, like I said, Big getting down with Bad Boy and Big telling us we was really them dudes, that's when I think we really started Samurai Sword and everything.
Yeah.
When y'all first did something with Big, what year was that?
I say 93, 94.
And what was that feeling like though? It was like a phone call, like, yo, Big wanna
Our
do something?
first
Or what
song
was
is
that?
with Big. Nah, we got down with Puff. He gave us a beat. And he gave the same beat to Big. We didn't actually meet him yet. We was on a song with him and we didn't even meet. We didn't even ever. We was on a song with him before we got to meet him.
Word. Nah,
But when we actually met him, he embraced us and was like, "Yo, I'm glad y'all down with us. This shit is, you know what I mean?"
I think when he heard us rhyme and seen just how we flowed, it was just kind of like just an automatic connection. Like I always try to tell people, and this is not just for the bars. Like for me, Big, I think for most people who understand him as the greatest MC to ever live, what makes him the greatest, he was really great in all aspects of rhyming. Most people are good in 2 categories, maybe 3 if you're pushing it. Big was really, really nice in all categories, but what really topped it off was he was a charismatic individual, but he was very fucking classy and G at the same time. So he didn't just treat me, Kiss and Luch good, he treated all of our homeboys good. He would treat my man how he would treat me. He would give me that same drink, that same weed, that same thing, and I think that's what set him apart from me. You know, when he say I went from ashy to nasty to classy, I totally get it, because I think he embodies something that most people don't. And he was a student of the game. He loved rhyming. So when he heard us rhyme, and you know, at those times when somebody asked you to rhyme, you rhymed, like, you know what I mean. And I think we embodied the same thing he embodied, and I think it just made him have a natural kind of clinging to us. And vice versa.
Y'all ever got that vibe from being around anybody else in the industry? Like,
I think the whole industry loves us is one thing that's fortunate about us, to be honest. I mean, whoever knows us or gets to know us,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
The know us is the love us.
no, but I mean, like, you see how you spoke highly, y'all speak highly
No,
of Big,
we
but-
wasn't around. Besides DMX, we was around Big and DMX the most. X more than Big, because he was actually our in-house older brother, family. But besides that, we was in the studio with Big a lot. So that was a plus that we got over a lot of artists. We was able to sit there and kick it with them, smoke with them, do songs with them. So it's hard to get that same energy with anybody else, because we share a short amount of time in the studio with them. Like, we was there.
Shit,
Mace, yeah.
Mace, if you want to be real, Mace was in the trenches with us the whole.
That's
A
fine.
lot of the times, like, you know what I mean. Mace come from
We come from that same
he come
cloth.
from that same cloth and that same circle of where you bust ass every day. Like, you get up and you bust ass on this microphone and these ciphers and these streets where you go. So, but like he said, X was out before we even thought of making it. X was a legend, and for even where we from, when to be acknowledged. You know, when you get acknowledged by a lot of MCs, you know that you that dude. And I think, you know, not to go back on what you said earlier, like, I'm from Yonkers, New York. I'm from the other side of town, but even besides all the MCs that was there, Kiss and Luch are very professional, at a very young age. Like, I mean, I'm talking about when you banging on fucking, you know, lunch tables and car hoods and mailboxes, and dudes is beatboxing and you doing all of that, but they also going to the studio at the same time doing reels, doing verses, hooks, structured. They know how to make a song.
Right.
Like, there wasn't everybody outside. It wasn't too many people that's outside and I knew how to make a song. Like, so at that time, we was independent in high school. Like, we sold music in high school.
So the mixtape for $15
In high school, like,
that shit sold
in
out
high school.
like
Nah, that's
fucking
fire.
blue magic.
Facts. Like,
fire.
so we was independent before independent was there. So a lot of things, you know, it goes around circle, but that was from the fact of that they actually knew how to make a song. They knew how to structure a song. They knew how to go somewhere and make it make sense. So the chip on the shoulder came from being outside and being nice, but they also had the vision to be smart enough to have some kind of structure to give people confidence where we could just fucking even make it as legitimate artists and not just being from banging on mailboxes and lunch tables and car hoods and dudes beatboxing and you just spin. It's like to a point where like, nah, you know, they gave a lot of dudes, even the fans, even the people from the town, it's confidence in just knowing, all right, like this is, it's like a team.
Right.
You can
Right.
believe in it, you know?
Did you face any challenges with like when you coming up with DMX being around? You know, everybody feel like y'all sound alike, or was that something that you just was like?
Nah, I
fuck it,
never
I
heard
don't-
that.
Yeah, I never heard that
I feel
one.
like y'all
never-
y'all voice just so the raspiness. You get what I'm saying? It's like
Nah,
y'all all gotta
The
you have
dog's
distinctive
the
style,
dog is a
but-
dog. My shit is just raspy.
Yeah, nah, your shit is raspy, but I feel like y'all sound similar. You never heard that though?
Nah, nobody never
Word?
said that ever in life.
Damn,
That's the
just
first.
the young nigga in me.
You
I
just
think.
hear the hunger. You just
Yeah,
hear that
for
hunger
sure.
to sing.
Nah, that's for sure.
That's ill.
Word, I feel like that. I always said that too. Like y'all got the same type of raspy shit, but you know it. You know the difference when you hear it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just the raspiness for me. But if y'all could, do y'all have like individual artists under y'all? Like
Sure.
outsider? You do? Well, let's talk
We
about it.
gotta show them all. Nino Man. Shout out to Nino
from
Man.
Harlem?
Shout out to Millie's Nino Man from Harlem. You know that?
Yeah.
Shout out to Nino. He got SOBs tomorrow. His first show live by himself.
How did you discover him? How did that come about?
My man Money Handsome, Doc, and my man Fox. They brought him to me when he was young. And he just stuck around. He was always loyal, hardworking. And he's still here. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. This game ain't, this is like a discouraging game. Sometimes it's gonna happen overnight, sometimes it ain't, but you gotta keep going. You know what I mean? If this is what you want.
Right.
If it ain't, you know what I mean, do something else. Go to Target.
Where to go?
Target, you know what I mean?
How you feel? How would y'all compare the rap game now to when y'all was coming up?
Totally different.
Facts.
You don't have to have skills. You just have to be able to make a song. Opposed to, you know, it was a secret society of goats that had to accept you when we came in. Now you can just, that shit is out the window.
It's hard to compare times because technology always advances. And the future
Man,
generation.
technology don't got nothing to do with niggas' bars.
Yeah, but no, it does. It does. You know why? Because before, you couldn't lay that fast.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could lay
yeah.
fast, but you don't gotta lay garbage.
They got garbage though because of the technology. Like you got to think about it. The record labels. They don't want to really deal with real artists. They could put the dude out in 15 minutes. You just got to say some stupid shit. Or a
Then
dope
it gotta
beat
be
and come
catchy.
up with a little dance. It's
Yep.
catchy. They gonna microwave them out of there. They don't even got A&Rs anymore. So it's no development. They're just putting a new dude out, and now it's Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, all that shit in between. Before
iCloud.
you had to, like he said, there was a certain amount of people. Like we made it through word of mouth. Like that's a different type of making it.
Yeah.
Like through, you heard we was nice through somebody else's. Like yo,
Right.
they fucking nice. As to where somebody posted and say this is dope, and then everybody just ride with it. So as elders, you just try to say fuck it, man. Young people are making money. I'm glad for them, and I hope some of them fucking stay nice. As long as there's a few nice ones, I'm cool.
How y'all feel about the drill music?
What you mean when you say that?
The drill music. How is it? You
Drill
like
music
it?
ain't
Or
nothing but
the same beat.
same shit redone
Right.
over in technology. Like I'm saying, technology.
I like some of it.
You like some of it?
It's cool.
Would you hop on a drill beat?
I'm on drill songs. I got a couple of drill features. I don't got
We
none
was
of my...
drilling shit before drill music came
Yeah,
out.
I've been drilling
I
shit
think we
before they invented drill
We
music.
may have be the inventors.
Don't say that. Scrap that line. They go fucking tomorrow. That shit's gonna be everywhere.
Drilling MCs before
We
drilling
didn't
came
invent
out.
shit
Fuck
with drill. We have
fuck
nothing
these
to
young
do
dudes
with
say.
drill.
Nah, this is what I'm
Bought
saying.
drills from Home Depot.
Let me tell you something.
Drill shit.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you some real shit about the culture, and I'm being real with you right here. A lot of people, when they want to knock drill music, they want to talk about it. They want to say what the kids are saying, and it's controlling a certain narrative. That's because you're fucking programmed and you sleep. The young artists, they ain't the record label execs, and they ain't the program directors. So before it gets on the radio, before you get to hear it all, before
You gotta
drills
go through
all over
several
the place,
shit.
they gotta go through a lot of channels. So before we gonna knock these young fellas for talking shit that has been being talked for the past eon of years, just in a new way with new type of beats, I don't particularly like it, a lot of it. I like some of it. I'm 30-70. I like 30. I hate 70% of that shit. I like 30% of it. I hate 70% of that shit. And it's just because I don't like the tempo of it, and it's not really that lyrical all of the time. But when it's lyrical, it's catchy. I like that shit. But what I ain't gonna do is sit there and criticize a bunch of young dudes who have no fucking power or control over anything, and we ain't even gonna play that program on knocking them and putting them in a certain corner. If we're gonna do that, we're gonna talk about the program directors and the record execs at the same time. If not, we're gonna throw everybody on the chopping block at once, or we ain't doing that to our own people.
Right.
What we will tell the young drill people is though, keep fucking drilling, just do some chilling, top billing, and non-illing.
Yeah. No,
That's
I
it.
respect that. I respect
Cool.
that. Yo, so can we talk about Verzuz? What was that process like for y'all? Like the build up. How do Verzuz even go? They already tell you from before who y'all gonna be lined up with, or it's like a surprise?
Yeah, you can't get in the ring and you ever had a fighter that didn't know who he was fighting?
No.
The first UFCs, that was hard about that.
Word?
First UFCs,
That wasn't
no
going.
weight class, none of that. And you coming back.
That shit
later
didn't
that
last
night.
long.
That was
They would've
crazy.
killed somebody.
That shit was the shit.
That was a horrible decision.
That
Nah, they tell you, you
Yeah,
gotta
we
agree,
been
you gotta
there.
sign off like a fight. They can't
Okay.
even. They ask both sides and then you agree. Then they put it. Then you hear about it.
So what was that process like for y'all? What was that build up? How you
I
felt?
mean, we already was war ready.
You was
You know what I'm
super
saying? I
ready.
already did it with Fab. We was already war ready, and we already know that anytime we on them type of stages, you gotta rehearse. So we did a couple rehearsals, and that was probably the difference. And the whole thing is doing the rehearsals and being prepared for different situations that could have occurred.
And probably we was the first people to actually really perform.
Yeah.
It was after the pandemic, Madison Square Garden, it was just kind of all lined up. But what it really was is everybody before that point, what we do very well is perform. We know our shit, we really do shows, we really rhyme on the mic, we don't punch when we in the booth. So what you just seen was years of craftsmanship just on live TV.
Right.
And
In live time.
and live time, and
In
people
real
got
time.
to see it
Or whatever
and
they like to
understand. But it was more so like when we go out, it's kind of like you got to do what you always do. Like if we would have sat there like on some our outfits is fly and we laid
Yeah.
back dudes and we chilling,
Yeah.
like all the other
Wouldn't have
fucking
been able to
verses
execute.
beforehand, that would have been weird for us. So we used to performing and
We
having
perform.
a good time and exercising our craftsmanship, and that's what we do. You know, and those are our brothers. We have a great night, and we just,
Yeah, it was a beautiful
it was
thing,
just,
man, for
it was
everybody.
just fucking.
It was
that-
beautiful for hip hop.
Also, I think it was a big part more than even us. I think a lot of people are gonna always remember it or look at it that because it's a match and a a Verzuz, but I think more so than even being, for me personally, than us being against Dipset, it was a chance to show people how New York is competitive. Like it doesn't matter. This is 20. That's both years. 20. Both groups 20-something years in, and the shit is on and popping. It's on and popping. Go there to win. And I think that's the difference we was able to show the rest of the world with the mecca of hip hop still
Remains.
the mecca of hip hop, and we stand on motherfucking 1-2.
I'm not gonna lie, when I watched that, cause I'm from Harlem, so when I watched that, I turned the TV off. I had to go to sleep, cause
You know what's crazy?
You had to go to sleep.
I had to go to sleep. You know why? Because for my friends, they from other boroughs, so I'm like the one from Harlem. And it's like, you seen that shit last night, right? You seen it, right? They calling me while it's happening, and I'm just like, it's just something that you just can't deny. You seeing it, you going crazy. Your energy was just crazy. You was going crazy. You get what I'm saying? You was more humble, just like, you know what I mean? You was going crazy. I had to turn it off. So now I gotta turn it
Going
off.
crazy, trying to grab Cam off the thing.
No, I seen that,
chilling.
but I feel like he was chilling. You was going crazy. But I loved it though. I feel like it was something that needed to happen, especially like for the whole Verzuz thing. Like, you know, when that came about during the pandemic, I think that was fire. Us having those things on Instagram and stuff like that was something for us to watch.
See, most of y'all took it as that. We took it as we New Yorkers. Like we from Yonkers, but when you in hip hop and you travel around this world, when you leave your home, you represent the whole shit, the whole town, and not only that, like we've been burning shit up in front of 25th and the Mart for years.
I remember the Mart.
Before we got on, like so.
We used to go to Harlem every day for a nice amount of years straight. So
It was
I
nothing.
used to live in Harlem.
You used to live in Harlem? Where at in Harlem?
140th,
140th and what?
27th and 8th.
That's crazy. I grew up on 142nd between Lennox and 7th.
saying?
That's fine.
Niggas don't know what's going on out here.
How long you lived there for?
Hey,
Some
couple years.
That's
Couple years. We
crazy.
did
See,
a lot
that's
of in and out
crazy.
movements.
That's crazy.
You know.
The Mart was fire on 125th. That's when Dapper Dan was in the Mart.
I wasn't there for that. I'm a
Dapper
little
Dan
I
was
wasn't
in
there.
You're a little bit older than me.
Fact. That was in the. That was that time. I'm not older than y'all at all. I'm actually younger than y'all. But I remember that from my
I
mom's.
thought I
though.
could slip that in
Yeah,
on you.
nah, I remember that from my mom's though. You know what I'm saying? But I've been through the Mart a few times. and
Shout out to
seen it.
my man Los. That's where I
Los.
used to get my Averexes and my Jeff Hamiltons and all that out the Mart. Yeah, I mean,
If it's some word of advice that y'all could give us creators on the up and coming, what would it be? Whether it's rappers,
stay in the
whatever.
studio. Stay perfecting your craft. You know what I mean? It's no different than a ball player staying in the gym, shooting them, getting up 1,000 shots and running suicides, or you know what I mean, working out, getting cardio in, doing whatever you do, strength and conditioning. You gotta stay in the game. You know what I mean? Stay in the studio, read books, learn about the business, listen to different beats, write some bars every day. Invest in yourself. You know what I mean? Before you just start saying what the game ain't doing for you. Because now is at your expendable to you at a push of a button. You could become a star from your bedroom, from your living room, from your man's desktop. It's just that, you know what I mean? But you gotta be consistent.
Word.
Consistency is key.
And find some other shit to do.
Yeah.
Most successful artists, if you look at it, they into other shit. They into other shit. Most of the multimillionaires, close to be billionaires, thousandaires, they do different shit. Most people who are making bread kind of use the art on the creative side, but then they're able to tap into the entrepreneurial side and figure out something else to do and be invested in more than one thing. Like keep a couple spoons.
Keep your hands in the fuel.
Yeah.
All this type of shit. I appreciate y'all for coming.
That was love.
Like for real.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all. That was love. And make sure y'all tap in to the Brand Creators Club. Like I said, we here to inspire, motivate, and what y'all did tonight was brilliant. Just setting time aside for this. So
love.
thank you so much. I
Appreciate
appreciate y'all.
you.
Yeah? So thank you. That's a wrap, y'all.
Yeah.